naked.
Hey, Brandon.
You ready to go to this waterfall?
Let's go to this beautiful waterfall.
Well, Craig reaches out an arm and stops me.
Dude. Does that look like what I think it looks like?
If it's a bear, then there'll be 2 bears in the woods. I look over. I look over at where he's pointing. Oh my god, it does. That tree looks like a butt.
I can't get over how detailed it is.
I examine the butt tree further. The contour is perfect. It even has a back dimples. I thought we were going to have a great time camping, but that makes it even better. Craig holds back a snicker. But I'm hungry.
I aspire to have every hike be as good as this one.
I'm snickering now too. Okay, I'm not as hungry. Let us analyze this tree further. Craig and I share a huge belly laugh at our awful jokes. Please click the mouse. The best thing about this is that there's no daughters to tell us how our jokes are bad. Oh, why would I bring up children? Oh, okay, he's fine. We high five. Craig and I hit the trail again. It's been a long time since we've been out here, but everything seems more or less familiar. We point out old landmarks. Sorry, cutting in and out of service. Cut out landmark, and we remember back college days. I think we're getting close now.
Check it out.
There's a clearing up ahead. As we get closer, I can hear water running. Cresting over a hill, Craig and I are greeted by a wide clearing surrounded by trees. In front of us, there is a beautiful waterfall spilling into a large body of water that runs into a river. Mouths agape with the genuine beauty of this place, we go to investigate. The old waterfall.
It's gorgeous.
Nature is so rad. Peering further, we get an idea of how deep the pool is.
Think we could jump off it like the old days?
Ha! This old dad is happy here on dry land. Ugh.
Looks like you could climb right up over there.
We didn't even bring swimming trunks.
Oh man, whatever will we do? What are you talking about?
Crick immediately begins taking his clothes off. Ah! Ah! It's just dots. Look at Craig's butt. Don't look at Craig's butt. I feel like he's anxious. I'm not gonna look at Craig's butt.
You're not gonna look at Craig's butt?
I'm not. I'm gonna be.
Alright.
All right, look at Craig's butt.
Okay.
I can't help but sneak a peek. That is a good butt. Craig turns around suddenly. He catches me looking. Shit.
I do a lot of glute workouts.
Yes.
Yes.
I immediately turn away, blushing.
You coming or what? Oh boy.
I don't know about this dude. He's already making his way over to the waterfall by the time I finish my sentence. When he realizes I'm not right behind him, he turns around and rolls his eyes.
We lived together for years, and I've seen your ass more times than I can count. It's no big deal. These are all good answers.
They are really good answers. Let's put on a show.
Give him the old razzle dazzle.
Oh, razzle dazzle. If the clothes are coming off, then it's someone's birthday. It's someone's birthday. Griggs gives me the wolf whistle.
I can't do that.
It's the best I got. I turn and give my booty a good spank. That one's for you, big boy. I take my shirt off and drop it in a pile with Craig's clothes. I put the rest of my clothes on the ground, feeling exposed. Craig and I climb into the top of the waterfall, making sure not to slip on any wet rocks. He reaches the peak before I do and offers me a hand getting up. At the top, we look over the cliff and into the tiny lake. It seems so much higher from this perspective. Craig has always been a daredevil. He pulled some stunts in college that I'm honestly still shocked he survived. I was always the one standing on the sidelines, watching and hoping I wouldn't be bringing him home in a gurney. Man, this could be dangerous. Craig looks me in the eyes.
Don't think, just jump.
Craig cannonballs off of the waterfall and into the lake, creating a huge splash. I'm worried for a moment before he finally resurfaces from the under the waterfall.
Woo!
He treads water and looks up at me.
You coming or what?
Don't think, just jump. How are you supposed to just not think? I'm pretty sure that that's not physically possible. My toes grip the edge of the rock. The water looks so far away. Don't think, just... I run off the edge, trying to do my best cannonball. Somewhere in the middle, it turns into a really graceful belly flop. I hit the water with a loud slap. I resurface to find Craig giggling.
I rate that belly flop a solid 8 out of 10. Your form was lacking, but your heart was in the right place.
I playfully splash water at Craig.
Splash.
Splash.
Are you sure about that?
I splash him again.
You've given me no choice.
Craig splashes me in the face with a huge wave of water. Oh, sorry.
You've awakened the beast.
He launches another wave of water at me. Don't you put me in the corner here. Don't you put a wild animal in the corner. Squirt water on with your hands. Hammer fists. Dunk him.
Dunk him?
Dunk him.
Dunk him.
Make donuts out of that man. I lunge for Craig and I manage to get him with my arm. Get him in an arm lock. Time for the finishing move. I summoned up all my dad's strength to lift Craig out of the water.
Hey!
And I drop him down before the splash. Craig bounces back out of the water.
My turn.
Oh no. It seems like Craig was simply allowing me to pick him up and dunk him. He grapples me with his clearly superior muscles and quite literally tosses me across the water. I emerge from the water, devastated.
You think I did all those pull-ups just so I could look good with my shirt off? Nah, bro. These arm cannons are dad launchers.
Craig does a playful flex on me, for me. Ah! Damn. Craig, truce, please. Craig thinks about it.
Yeah, sure.
We shake hands. There's peace. Man, that jump was such an adrenaline rush.
Not so scary now, huh?
I'll race you to the top. We run all the way to the top of the slip rocks and cannonball off the waterfall again. What a rush!
Good form on that one. Wanna go again?
You know it. With the same energy we had in our youth, we climb back up to the top of the waterfall. I'm brave enough to try a flip, which I'm sure looks incredibly graceful as I belly flop into the water.
Phew, man. This is fun. Got one more in you?
I live for danger.
Tommy Danger Schnurf.
It takes us a little more time, but we get to the waterfall and both do our best running jumps into the water below.
Alright, I think that's my limit. We should get going back before it gets too dark.
You're right.
We should probably head back.
We go to put our clothes back on and notice they're soaking wet. Maybe a splash fight wasn't the best idea.
It's okay. We'll get a fire going in no time. We can dry off and get some dinner going.
Sopping wet, we hike back to the camp and unpack everything we need for dinner. Greg pulls out a couple of steaks and some chopped potatoes in tinfoil.
You ready for a feast?
Hey man, take a seat. The Craig train is pulling into the relaxation station and I'm your conductor. Let me cook for you. Yeah.
Absolutely not. Cooking is the thing that relaxes me the most. I'll take it from here.
Craig cooks now? I remember how his entire sophomore year his diet consisted of microwavable mac and cheese, but not microwaved, and have trouble believing the thing he just said. At least let me start the fire.
Sure. Let me just grab my matches.
Craig reaches into his backpack. He rummages around in his bag. Oh no. Pulling things out and checking every pocket. Uh-oh.
I know I packed it.
Craig checks another bag and still can't find it. My stomach grumbles, and now I'm more acutely aware of how cold and wet I am. We really need to get a fire started. Okay, well, it's not the end of the world.
Gosh, I'm so stupid. I could have sworn I packed it. I'm sorry, dude.
Don't be. We can figure this out. We can start a fire. We're smart guys. I mean, how hard can it be? I've watched plenty of survival programs on TV. If a naked reality TV star can do it, so can we. We'll need some wood. I gestured to the tree. I gestured the trees around us.
There's no shortage of that.
And some tinder.
We can make that work.
And then I think we need some ancient aliens are then supposed to come by and give us some advanced technology. Or
Renovate?
Hi, I'm Brandon. Or renovate our house. Depends on the show. Greg and I gather a variety of wood, bark, and moss until we have all the materials that could conceptually make a passable looking campfire.
Just add fire, right?
That's the fun part. The sun is just now setting and a cool breeze rustles the leaves of the trees around us. We have to work quick.
I've done this in the past, and I know I can figure it out. Just give me a second.
Any way I can help?
Give me some moral support. Lift my spirits, and we'll make this fire happen.
Don't go overboard. That sounds like, why would you say that? Like, why would you go overboard? Never knew a better Craig. In all my days, I can confidently say that I have never known Craig to be a better friend, father, or fire maker.
Aww.
Actually, now that I think about it, I knew a guy named Craig in high school who ended up getting a job as a professional pyrotechnics operator, and I suppose he must have been pretty good at starting fire, but I bet you're even better than that guy.
Bro.
It's bullshit. It's bullshit. That's not fair. Eventually, Craig is miraculously able to get something going. He blows on the embers and gently places the glowing moss into the base of the pit. Soon enough, we'll have a nice little fire going. Way to go, man. We're regular old outdoorsy fellas.
Hooray for not dying.
I take a seat in one of the lawn chairs Craig's brought and cozy up to the fire, warming my hands.
Relax, man. Take it easy. Let me handle the dinner.
I said that. I watch as Craig stokes the fire and sets up a makeshift grill for the steaks. After all that hiking and swimming and fire starting, I'm able to relax a bit. With the sound of crickets and the scent of steak filling the air, I actually feel pretty calm. Craig expertly sears 2 steaks in a pan he's been heating up on the fire, cracking thyme and crushed ginger over it while basting them both in butter.
That really sounds really good.
It does. Wow, I didn't know he was actually good at cooking. Fanciest I ever saw him get in college was when he started sprinkling the seasoning packets onto dry ramen and eating it straight up. When did this happen? You used to eat cereal every morning with beer instead of milk. Ugh.
I grew up, I guess. I think these are just about ready.
Craig puts the steaks onto a paper plate and sets them aside. I start to reach for one, but Craig smacks my hand away.
Dude, let them rest. It'll be more flavorful that way.
I patiently return to my seat, eyeing the steaks longingly from a distance. They smell incredible. Craig prepares a side salad for us in the meantime, sprinkling feta cheese onto freshly chopped greens. He plates it next to a generous pile of roasted potatoes covered in olive oil and rosemary. Once it's all ready, we sit down by the fire and dig in.
Everything taste okay?
I'm in heaven.
That's what I like to hear.
Remember how for an entire semester we would eat burritos for breakfast, lunch, and dinner?
It's so hard to not go back to that.
Look at you now, man. You have kids, a great job, and now you cook like a vengeful wizard whose arch nemesis is microwavable food. I'm really impressed with how much you've gotten your life together. Craig laughs, but there's no humor in it.
I'm glad you think that.
I glance at Craig while he picks at his salad. He really grew out of his baby face, but there's something about his expression that makes him seem so much older than he is. A sense of maturity he didn't have in college. He looks exhausted. You okay?
Yeah.
Come on, dude. I've known you for long enough to see when you're down.
I'm tired, bro. I think being out here is making me realize just how drained I feel.
You work really hard, Craig. It can be easy. It can't be easy. It can be easy working so hard.
I have to. For my girls. I volunteer at their school. I cook healthy meals for them. I do everything I can to make sure they're safe and happy. And when they're with their mom, I'm always working overtime so I can support them.
And then you work out a lot so you can crush anyone who stands in their way?
That, and I don't want to fall into my old habits. I need to set a good example for my girls. Everything I do is for them, and I wouldn't have it any other way.
This is a very hard conversation to have while I'm wearing a Tommy suit and you're in your underwear, Craig.
Technically, you're also in your underwear. It just doesn't show that.
Oh, like below. Okay, so yeah. I just put back on the Hawaiian shirt and okay, but it seems like it's bleeding you dry.
If that's what it takes to raise them well, then it's worth it.
Craig, buddy, I know where you're coming from here, but you got to take care of yourself too. The sequel.
I do though. I eat right and exercise and.
That's not what I mean. You're too little butter on too much toast, you know?
What?
You're spreading yourself too thin. Life needs a balance. It's great that you care this much about your kids, but you can't neglect your own needs because you're too busy taking care of everyone else's. You matter too.
I know I can provide for my family. And if I take a step back and look at everything objectively, I know I'm doing right by them. I'm getting flustered. But I can't explain it, man. There's always that voice in the back of my head telling me that I need to do more. It's like it's never enough for me. Every time I try to relax, that voice keeps telling me I don't deserve it. To be honest, I even feel guilty about being out here.
Craig, you're trying your best and you're doing an amazing job. That's a fact, but even if you weren't, you would still deserve happiness.
Do I, though?
Hell yeah, bro. I look at Craig and think about what a good friend and even better father he is. He's compassionate, he's hardworking, he's relentlessly positive, he encourages everyone to do be the best version of themselves. He makes me want to be a better person. If you could only see yourself the way I see you. Craig beams. He gets up and walks over to his supplies.
Come on, I brought dessert.
Oh, are you going to use the campfire to torch the tops of some creme brulees? Creme brulees?
What?
I know little to nothing about cooking. Craig pulls out marshmallows.
Well, you still know how to make s'mores, right?
I think the more important question is, do you know how to make s'mores? As I recall, you used to just completely blacken the marshmallows.
Oh, I stand by that. It's charred on the outside, but the gooey center is preserved.
Agreed. Brutish. Craig throws a marshmallow at me and I catch it in my mouth.
pro move.
We used to be able to do that at a great distance against the wind disadvantage. A wind disadvantage. Give me a week practice and I'll be competitive again. Craig and I sit in the warm glow of the campfire, watching embers float up towards the sky.
I feel like that's a good time to just soak in the moment. And maybe we'll pick this back up.
Okay, sounds like a plan.
Yeah, let's enjoy the campfire, guys.
Bye.
Bye.